In this English pronunciation tutorial, you're going to discover the 3 pronunciations of the word the in English. I'm going to show you how to pronounce the in English. I'm going to show you exactly when to use each pronunciation. And I'm going to show you why you're probably mispronouncing the word the majority of the time when you use it in English. At the end of the tutorial, I'm going to give you a bonus power tip with the word the, and this tip is vitally important if you really want to make sure that you're pronouncing this word correctly. So make sure to watch until the end for that. And by starting to pronounce the word the correctly in English, you're going to sound more professional, speak English with more confidence, and have more influence when you speak, which is going to be very, very important for developing your career. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first pronunciation of the word the is the way that I've been saying it up until now. It's the th sound followed by a long English vowel sound e. This is probably how you got taught to pronounce the word the. And the interesting thing is we very, very rarely ever use this pronunciation of this word in English. The vast majority of the time we use the other 2 pronunciations of the word the in English, which you're about to learn in just a moment. Before I teach you the other pronunciations, I'm just going to show you when you should use this pronunciation. Okay, so you should use this pronunciation of the word the. 1, if you're talking about that word, like I've just been talking to you about it up until now. I've been talking to you about the word the, and for that reason, I'm going to use its pronunciation like this. The other time that I would use this pronunciation of the word the is when I'm stressing that word in a sentence. So in every sentence, we usually stress 1 or 2 or maybe even more words, but there are certain words in the sentence that carry the main meaning of the sentence, and we normally stress those words. The majority of the time, you will not be stressing the word the in English, but if you are stressing it, then you will use this pronunciation. An example of this would be, it's the thing we've been waiting for, or it's the thing that I've always wanted to do. I'm using the word the to stress a point, and that is one of the words that carries the main stress in the sentence. In all other scenarios where we're not stressing the word the in English, we're going to use one of the other pronunciations of this word. So, there are 2 other pronunciations of this word, and we use these pronunciations in any situation where we are not stressing the word the. So, for example, if I say to you the car or the apple or anything else, if there's ever a word after the and that word carries the stress, or any of the other words in the sentence carry the stress, but not the word the, then we will not use the pronunciation. Okay? The 2 pronunciations that we would use are the if the next word is a consonant. For example, the car, the house, the man, the lady, the child. Okay? Or the if the next word is a vowel. For example, the apple, the orange, the elephant. Okay? So let me just explain this in a bit more detail because this is very, very important to you speaking English naturally, okay? There are a series of words in English that have what are called strong and weak forms. You use the strong form of these words when you want to stress them, or when you want to use them to contrast a point, or when you're talking about one of these words. But in any other situation in English, you use the weak form of these words. The vast majority of learners of English only ever get taught the strong forms of these words. And the difficulty is that if you're using the strong form of one of these words in a situation where you should be using the weak form, then it can sound unnatural and it can make you feel unnatural when you're speaking English as well. So it's very important if you want to speak English naturally or if you want to speak with a British accent to make sure that you're using the weak forms of words that have a weak form when you're using them in an unstressed position. And just to give you another useful tip with these words is you will nearly always use any of these words in their weak form because the majority of words that have a weak form, you will be using them in unstressed positions. And the word the is a prime example of this. So let me give you the two weak pronunciations of the word the that you want to be using from now on whenever you're using this word in English, apart from when you're using it in a stressed situation. It's the v plus schwa sound before a consonant, and it's v plus an unstressed long e vowel sound without the length before a vowel. So what you can do is if you're using it before a vowel, you take the long e sound, the, and make it without its length, the. So it's almost like a short vowel sound, but in the position of a long e vowel sound. For example, the apple, the apple, the apple, the apple, or the orange, the orange, the orange, the orange. Can you hear how that sounds completely different to me saying the orange, the orange, the orange, where I'm really stressing the word the? The same if it's before a consonant. If I'm saying v plus schwa sound, it is a weak, unstressed word. And it sounds very different when you're speaking compared to the. So, for example, the car, the car, the car. That's compared to the car, the car, the car. Can you hear the difference? So it's really going to help you to sound more professional in English and feel more confident when you speak if you can start to integrate the two weak form pronunciations of the word the into your English speaking. It's v plus e before a vowel, the apple, and v plus schwa before a consonant, okay? The car, the house. Now I'm about to give you the bonus tip for this video, but before I do that, I'm going to tell you how you can get the most from this pronunciation tutorial. What I want you to do is when you're listening to English being spoken over the next week, I want you to listen out for the weak forms of the being used in English. So whether you're listening to a radio or watching a video on the internet, or even if you're talking to someone, a native English speaker, I want you to be listening out for the weak pronunciation of the in English, okay? The interesting thing is most native speakers don't even realize that they're using different pronunciations of the word the. It's only when you actually bring it to their attention and explain why they're doing it that they realize that it's happening. But even though they don't realize that, if they hear someone else using the incorrect pronunciation of the, or they're using one pronunciation where they should be using another pronunciation, then it's going to sound unnatural to them. And even though they don't realize why, they're going to recognize that there's something unnatural with that English. Okay, so it's really important for you to get this. And I really hope from this tutorial, I've made it clear and that you can start to then take this and integrate it into your English speaking. Now that you're aware of it, you should be able to start to hear it in all these different places when you're listening to English being spoken. So, the bonus tip for today's tutorial is this. When you're saying the apple or the orange, and you're using v plus e pronunciation, the short, unstressed e sound, it's very important that you pronounce the unstressed the and the first syllable of the next word as two different syllables. For example, the orange, the orange, the orange, the orange, the orange, or the apple, the apple, the apple. Okay, what you want to avoid is the orange or the apple, okay, where you're saying the too quickly and you're not making a change in syllables between the two sounds. Okay, that's very important, because if not, it can then merge into one, and then the next word that you're saying won't be clear. And actually both words won't be clear because they're merging into one. Okay, so that's the bonus tip. Practice this until you feel comfortable. Okay, watch my tutorials back, listen to me teaching you, because we use the word the all the time in English. So by listening to my tutorials, you will be able to hear when I'm using the pronunciation, and the pronunciation. And what we've looked at here is just one of about 40 words in English that has a weak form pronunciation that we actually use the majority of the time in English. In my pronunciation course, I've covered all 40 words very comprehensively and shown you step by step how to pronounce each of the weak form words correctly in English, and then also how to integrate it into your English speaking so you start using the correct weak form pronunciations of these words right away. So if you are interested in really sounding professional in English and maximizing your confidence and developing your career in English, then I really highly recommend taking a look at that course, as it's going to help you with the weak forms of all the words in English. And it's also going to help you with stress, intonation, linking speech, all 44 sounds in English, and any other areas where you can use pronunciation and elements of English speaking to sound more confident and more influential when you speak. So check that out if you're interested and really committed to developing your career in English. For now, thumbs up. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you in next week's tutorial, and comment below letting me know which of these pronunciations you have been using up until now. How are you going to take next steps to integrate this into your English speaking? Let me know in the comments below. I enjoy reading your comments, and thank you again for watching this tutorial. My name is Michael Roberts. I'm your English success coach, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Thumbs up and have a good week.